Hi guys, it's King Gabriel, spiritual healer, teacher, creator of Absolute Realization, Coaching and Healing, and the author of the novel, The Life of God as Me. I'm here today to speak to you about something that's really cool. We've been doing a lot of work at ARC recently, and I just wanted to introduce a bit of it to you in terms of perceptual reprogramming, as well as just give you a brief intro as to who I really am. Right? Now, I am you and we know that, but at the same time, my individual perspective, my experience of life makes a difference because it gets you to understand the thinking behind the being that came through with this work and decided to bring this to you, right? So, a short story, I remember where I'm from, as in I remember before life in a body began. There's that experience. I came in with that and I understand that. So at the age of 3 or so, I was already meditating. By the time I was 7, I found that nothing doesn't exist. There's no such thing as nothing. Okay? And we'll talk about that later on. And then by the age of 25, I had started to, I recognized that everything was everything in terms of infinity was infinite up, infinite down. It's universes, galaxies within each other, and the universe is always expanding, but also it's all integrated, all linked, and constantly in motion, in vibration. So after that realization, the realization of infinity as I called it, I went on and had an experience where I totally dissolved the body. There was no body. It's what some people call samadhi, enlightenment. Some people call it moksha, liberation, all that sort of stuff. They have different names for it, but it's what happened to me in my personal experience, just from me doing what I did. So there I was at 26, and then all of a sudden I had the urge to teach this stuff, to teach the information to people who were, sort of on the same path or headed towards that path. So here I am speaking to you now, and this is just me being clear and honest in my life and my experience, and as authentic as I can be. What I have to share with you right now is perceptual reprogramming, as I said, and it's as simple as this. I'm going to pull a quick diagram here just for you to see something. This is what the work looks like, right? As you see, there's a body, and then there's a center place here, and all these different levels of reality, I call them, or sub-realities, right? And when I say sub-realities, I mean they're not real realities, as in they're not there in a permanent way. They're not there forever, but they are things that we experience. I'd like to show you guys how to move through them and realize, or give them motivation to move from them into the reality that is your true reality. As enlightened beings, as beings who can recognize, and everybody can be enlightened in an instant. It's not something that has to take a billion years like some people think. It's just one realization, right? So it's not like anybody's better than anybody because they're enlightened or anything like that. It's just being close to the source, being close to the universal spirit, as they would call it, or God, and so once we're close to that and we realize the oneness with that, what else could there be, right? And so I've done this work as well in the book, just for you to see. It's on page 81 of the novel, The Life of God as Me. I'll pull that up really quickly just for you to see where it is, and there it is, right? A small version of the same diagram I just showed you that explains everything in detail for you to see. It's a good resource to have, right? The book itself is a wonderful resource to have, and we teach a number of courses and classes on perceptual reprogramming in terms of moving from the physical to the behavioral to from the behavioral we move to the mental, from the mental we move to belief systems, worldviews, and on it goes until we're out of those levels completely and in a state of isness, or as some would call being one with the universal source, or as Christ would have said, I and my Father are one. Just that state of oneness. It's quite simple to achieve. Some people call it atonement as well, or at-one-ment. It's not as hard as people say it is to achieve. The idea that it's hard is one given by the ego itself to try to maintain the separation that seems to be, right? But it's really not super hard. And I'd like you to be able to experience it if you choose to do so. So I chose to put out this little 5-minute video. Just if you need to find someone that's on that path, that's walked that path, that's experienced things that matter, that can actually help you in your life at this point to advance as quickly as you can, find me. The website will be below, and I'll have the courses below this video as well. Talk to you soon. Eternal love and infinite peace.